Was there ever a time for you guys where like dance wasn't giving enough of like that good feeling for you guys? Was there ever any moment for you like that?
Yeah, like what Raph was saying about being forced. Like forced and not like somebody's making you, but forced as in you're expected every Monday, this is your class. Every Tuesday, this is your class, whatever. And I just think recently, like within the last year, I've wanted to, teach, especially adults, like teach when I feel that spark of inspiration that you were talking about. Because for the last, however many years since I've really lived in Reno, I've had a class on a specific day of the week, since I was 18 years old. And it's like forced creativity when you have to come up with the coolest thing or what people expect of you. Or so I think in the past year, like it just wasn't feeling, it was feeling like a job, like you're saying. Like it is a job, but it's not a job that I want to ever get tired of. And so if I'm getting tired of it, I have to scale back and like only and wait for creativity instead of force it. I'm coming out of that
right now.
I'm coming out of that because I feel like I went through that within the last year. Like this year has been new, and I feel like I'm walking my own path versus staying in boxes. So
Yeah, because sometimes it gets to that point where what you love becomes like a job.
yeah.
Because it was the same for me too when I did photography and video. Like I was doing so much. Like the beginning, like I was so excited. I just like, I just want to take
Yes.
photos. I just want to take videos for fun. And then once I started getting paid for it, like I obviously there's a little bit more pressure to like
Yeah.
deliver, but then also it's just like it becomes a little repetitive
Yeah,
sometimes
for sure.
because you're doing the same thing over and over. And there's not much I wouldn't say there's not much creativity, but it's a little bit more in the box.
Yeah.
It goes against the laws of art, or I don't want, maybe not laws, but like it goes against the very fiber of what art is sometimes. Being, this is this is gonna be one of your Instagram shorts, forced creativity. When she said forced creativity, I was like, oh dude, bars, like
Yeah.
that, just listen to those words, forced creativity.
I feel like if it's forced, it's not creative.
It sounds uncomfortable even just saying that. You know what I mean?
It doesn't
Like,
feel like you can call it creativity if it's being forced.
Exactly.
It almost feels like in order to be creative, you have to really fully dive into what's internal and not like what people are expecting of you or what sounds cool.
Yeah.
Like the TikTok era. We don't have to get into it, but like, there is like these outlines now, and then people are dancing. I'm like, yay, people are dancing, but they're all dancing the same dance to the same song. Like, it's not really that aspect of it's not really creative versus people like, shoot, I'm really going through this. I want to put this into a dance.
Yeah.
It's like two different, there's two different aspects of creativity. Like, you can be creative and just dance, you can make stuff up, but like if it doesn't have that intention, I don't think it's creative.
Because I think a lot of people are like cloud chasing too. Like they just want to jump into whatever's trending. So they just kind of following of like the whatever's cool or whatever's in right now, and everybody's doing the same thing.
Honestly, for even like me as a dancer, the moments where I was, or the times where I was like having an alternate or like a switch, you know how like every Monday it would either be you or me or Michelle, like having the rotation was so helpful for me because like I said, personally my inspiration comes in waves. So I enjoyed the times where I was in rotation with other teachers more than being on a schedule every Monday.
But you were also still in class.
Yeah.
Getting inspired. It's a give and take also.
Yeah. But
you got to be inspired by people too.
Yeah, but there came a time eventually where me teaching and me performing started to feel like forced creativity, because I'm always grateful for all the shows I've ever done, but like there are times where you're sitting there as as an artist, as a dancer, and you're like, man, we were on this show for months on end, and we're doing the same piece every weekend. We can't change a thing because lights are set up a certain way. People backstage have cues. Like, you can't just change a routine. You know what I mean? So you kind of are forced to stick to the same routine, and then it's starts to feel dull at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, because for me, it's just when I start doing that, we're just kind of when I have to get to that point where I'm like, oh, I need to be doing this consistently, because the key to success is being consistent. And then when you're doing it too much, it's just like, what's the balance?
Right.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know what the right answer is. Like, I guess this is different for everybody, right?
That's the thing. It is different for everybody, and only that person knows.
Yeah.
So.
Because sometimes it could look like, oh, if you're taking a break, you're not doing anything. Do you ever feel that way when you're like when you're doing your self-care?
Yeah.
And then you feel guilty that you're not doing it?
Yeah, I feel that way a lot. But I think sometimes you have to take a break, because when you take those breaks, you could be inspired by, that's when the shock of inspiration, actually, the real one will come, is when you're not focused, when you're not looking for it.
That's when it'll like tickle or tap your shoulder, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And then it's annoying because you're like, damn, I wanted to relax. I guess I'm about to go write a track. Or
That's true.
Yeah.
But I think consistency doesn't mean the same caliber every day. Consistency just means, even if you're taking a 2-week break, or a 2-month break, or a 2-year break, that it's a break. It's not, you're just giving up on yourself.
Yeah. I think
know?
you just have to remind yourself that it's just taking a break.
It's a break. It's a break until I want it to be over.
Because sometimes it feels like you're quitting, but you're not really.
You could take a 20-year break and come back to
That's
it.
true.
I mean, then it was not, I mean, y'all be taking breaks from your relationships out here and saying y'all been together 20 years. So why can't we do it?
The people. Well, yeah, that's
Just kidding. That's a different
true, though.
podcast.
Yeah.
Different topic.